Come in.
Hi, Joe. How are you doing today?
Well. How are you?
Natalie with ADP.
Natalie, good to see
Spoke
you.
on the phone.
Yes, ma'am. Nice to see you. Finally.
Nice to see you.
How's it going?
Good. You doing a color run this weekend?
Yeah, we're having a booth there. We're going to be giving out food.
Awesome. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'll do the run and I'll come by and get some food.
Nice. We'll be there for sure.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about what we're gonna do today.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit about ADP, and I'm gonna ask you a few questions about your business. I'm gonna tell you a couple of things that we've learned over the years, and then we'll see if those things work for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I know this is crazy, but have you seen that movie Talladega Nights?
Yeah, who hasn't?
How does Will Ferrell win all of those races?
Because he's fast.
Because he's got that shake and bake relationship, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So he's drafting behind the other car, his friend.
Yeah.
And so at the end, he's propelled, right, into the lead.
I got you.
So it's kind of how ADP does with small businesses. We're going to help you propel into the lead and beat out your competition.
It's pretty good, Natalie.
I know.
like that.
I know it's silly, but it's going to work for you. Now let me tell you a couple of things about, I wonder if they need to see this, about how that ADP's learned over the years for small businesses.
Okay.
Okay, so we've learned that there are three major concerns. Cash flow, and what we mean by that is really making smarter use of those financial resources. People management, and really attracting and retaining those people that help your business to grow. Because we know that a bad hire, right, is more expensive than a good hire.
Yeah.
And then risk management, really keeping you out of trouble, right? So keeping you in compliance. Now, are any of those things really things that speak to you?
I mean, I think, being a small business owner, you're always concerned with cash flow. But then me being a restaurant owner, turnover is usually high. So, managing my people is always something that's on top of my mind also.
Okay. And you had said that you had 21 employees, correct?
Yeah, well, I try to keep right around 21 with kitchen and wait staff. So.
And you're doing bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Now, there are about 4 stages of business, give or take, that we found. Startup, and really, that's getting that idea out of your head, and you got that loan from the bank, and you're ready to go. Tell me, what about your first startup?
It was rough, like you said. You get that money you need to open the doors, and then it's a battle every day to make sure you're scraping a little profit. So
yeah.
It's worth it though. Hard work gets you through it. So.
And what was that first week like? Walk me through that.
Oh, it was crazy. Just nerves every day, like your first day of school. Just hoping people came in and enjoyed what you were doing.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I was very hands-on. I did everything. Very few employees at that time. It was a lot of work.
Are you still doing everything?
I still do a lot. Yeah, I've got some good people in place now, but I'm still, definitely have my hands on the food production, and then also how everything's run on the floor, and then I'm doing all the administrative work as well. So
okay.
Still a lot of
you've
work.
been open what now? 5 years?
5 years.
Good job.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
So, how do you budget? Tell me a little bit about how you budget for, especially in that first week. How did you budget for things?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we had the right amount of resources as far as food and our plates and all the things we need to run.
Right.
Make sure I had enough money to pay my employees and just make it for a few weeks. Now we kind of have a pattern and a little rhythm going, so it's gotten a lot easier now to kind of be able to predict what sales are going to be.
Okay.
So that just kind of wing it, Natalie, to be honest with you. It's been working so far.
Oh, good. Well, let me tell you about some of the other stages of business that we found, and you can tell me where you stand.
Okay.
Survival, we found that's pretty much just a lot of businesses get stuck here. You're trying to keep the lights on, trying to keep the business going. And this is where, maybe risk can come into play too, right? So take off, you're opening that extra business, and this is my favorite because you're expanding, you're having to hire a new management team, making sure that you're keeping and retaining those people that are really making your business grow. And then, there's some risk involved too, right? Because you can't be in 2 places at once.
Definitely.
So then success, you're a well-oiled machine. Also, risk can come into play here where HR is concerned, right? Because you're going to be, and right now you're over that 15 mark. So HR is probably a concern for you as well. Now tell me, What stage do you think that you're at?
You know, I really think we're in between just survival and takeoff, more towards the takeoff. We're getting where we want to be. You know, like I said, I'm still doing a lot of the work myself, so there could be some things put in place, maybe hiring some more people that could help me just make sure I'm managing things properly. But, you know,
Tell me about those hats that you're wearing.
just like I said, all the administrative work, you don't really, when you have a dream opening a restaurant, you don't think about having to do payroll and having insurance and having to do, you know, all those things that come along with it.
You
It's
just
a lot
want to
to
serve
take
good
on.
food, right?
Exactly. It's a lot to take on. So I'm learning, like I said, kind of when, you know, I learned as I went along. We've had some bumps in the road, but, you know, it is time consuming at times.
And by bumps, do you mean
You know, just,
compliance issues?
well, you know, sometimes maybe a late payment here or there, or not really knowing how to deal with certain things as far as employment
Sure.
and that sort of thing. So
Sure. So it'd be nice to have some guidance in those areas, right?
yeah, I guess so. It really would. Yeah, I just didn't really know where to look for that guidance. So.
Right. Okay. Well, hopefully we can help you with that.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me what success means to you.
I guess ultimately I'd like to have, you know, another location and then have the people in place where, you know, my business is being run the way I want it to
Sure.
for me, so that I can kind of enjoy other things in life. You know, I thought,
Golf,
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
A little bit of golf,
a little fishing,
little vacation time.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to take vacation now when you're worried about a restaurant being
Little-
run every day.
a
So
little beach in Mexico, maybe.
there you go.
There you go. All right. Well, some of the things that I'm gonna throw some statistics at you.
Okay.
Just some of the studies that have been done on small business,
Mhm.
and we'll see what you think about those. 48% of small business owners are concerned with cash flow. So when you said cash flow is a concern, you know, you're not the only one out there. And that was a study done by Visa, right? So
Mhm.
who better to do a study about money than a credit card company? So, so we have things in place such as like a workers' comp pay-by-pay program, which, how are you handling your workers' comp currently?
I've just got a guy here in town that,
That's doing it for
yeah,
you?
it's just a private insurance guy.
And you just renew with him every year, or do you shop, or?
I'm not. He just kind of calls me and tells me how much it is, and at the end of the year, sometimes I have to pay a little more. So
I gotcha. Well, our program is set on every time you payroll. So we're gonna know exactly how much you need for going into your workers' comp. So you're always gonna have that zero balance at the end of the
Okay.
year. And it just eases that audit, right? Have you been through one of those workers' comp audits?
yeah, yeah.
Well, ours is a little bit easier because you're always gonna have that zero balance.
Okay.
Okay. And 58%, I'm sorry, of business owners' time is spent on administrative tasks. So you said that you were wearing some of those administrative hats and you didn't realize that that's what you got in business for, right?
Exactly.
So if I can give you 25% of that time back, even half, I mean, how would that impact your business and your life?
It would, you know, it'd impact my life a lot. It'd
More golf?
be a lot of help, but yeah, I'd call you a magician if you give me 25% of that back. So
Well, you know what? I think I can.
okay.
Okay?
All right.
So we'll get there, I promise. Seven out of 10 business owners are out of compliance, and that's a study done by the Department of Labor. And I apologize, this was an HR study by our own ADP HR
Okay.
department. And this 7 out of 10, so 70% of the businesses in your area, and if you think about all the restaurant owners that you socialize with, look around the room of those guys, 70% are out of compliance.
Wow.
And by out of compliance, we don't just mean with the IRS, right? You had said you did have a late penalty once, so
Yeah.
that, you know, you're probably one of that 70, unfortunately. But we also mean with HR. I don't know if you know there's a new I-9 form that's out right now that needs to be used, and the deadline for that is May 7th.
Really?
So, yeah. So it's little things like that that ADP can help keep you aware of.
Okay.
Okay? And 1 out of 4 will leave their job at any time. So that just means that when you spoke about people management being a main concern for you, and that just means that things as silly as direct deposit and as important as a simple IRA can help you attract and retain those people that have been working for you for years, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
So if they have something to work for, then that may be something that keeps them here longer rather than going to the newest business down the road that's offering benefits.
Okay.
So through the cash management, the employee benefits, the compliance, and our innovation and integration and how we integrate the workers' comp, the IRA, and the payroll all together, we're going to be able to hopefully help you get from that takeoff stage to that success stage or that survival to success. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty. That way we can actually tailor our packages to fit your needs, right? Because you're not going to need a lot of HR, but you may need certain HR features.
Okay.
So obviously payroll, tax services, and you can preview all of your payroll reports before you run your payroll. Direct deposit. Now, are you utilizing direct deposit at all right now?
No, I just, with my QuickBooks, I can print checks, and that's just kind of how I do it right now.
Okay.
So.
Well, you mentioned that cash flow was, a concern for you. I highly recommend you do direct deposit. Going paperless can save you a lot of money. It can also make you a little leaner and greener, right?
Okay.
We do that at no extra charge. We also do a prepared check if you have some of those employees that don't have bank accounts. And these prepared checks have ADP's bank account information on it. So your bank account information is not out there floating around somewhere,
Okay.
right? It's a little check fraud protection. So we mentioned the workers' comp. I'd love to at least get you a quote after this, and that way we can see if we can save you some money.
Sounds good.
All right? Are you paying any garnishments?
I do have a couple guys that I have to do child support for.
Okay. And how does that impact you?
It's not that bad right now. Sometimes it's just hard. I have to figure out where to see the checks.
And when do you find out about their garnishments? After the fact? Or?
Usually after the fact, yeah.
Yeah, and that rests on your shoulders, right? So that's something that we do at ADP. We help you out with.
Okay.
We'll actually cut those checks and take it out of the
Really? So
Okay.
I wouldn't have to do any of the garnishments? Okay.
not yourself. Now you're currently doing your own check reconciliation, right? So you're waiting for those checks to cash and taking
Yeah.
forever. Well, we do that all at once. So we'll take the money for your payroll and your taxes out in one lump sum or two lump sums. And then the checks will be cashed on our end. So your budget, you're going to be able to budget for your next week because you already know the exact amount for the payroll.
Okay.
Okay? Mobile payroll, you said you were a super busy guy and you're on the go, and especially if you're hunting for that new location, right? This will allow you to use we have an app, so you can process payroll on your phone or on your iPad. You don't have to be at the office.
Awesome. My iPad goes everywhere with me.
Does it?
Yeah. It's great.
Like Angry Birds?
Yeah.
Employee access, also your employees have access to our system.
Okay.
They can see their 12 months of rolling pay stubs. They can also apply for, say, time off or whatever through our website.
Wow.
So they don't have to come to you when they say need a credit card.
That's neat. Okay.
State unemployment insurance management. I know you had talked a little bit about not knowing where to go when it came to unemployment insurance. Now, have you had a claim?
Yes, I have. I've had quite a few.
Okay. And how, walk me through that first time you had that claim.
I got a letter in the mail. I called the number on there, and they basically said that I had to pay unemployment for an employee that was terminated, and I just sent the money. So that's kind of
Had you been tracking performance at all, or?
Nah, just
Okay.
in my head.
In your head?
Yeah.
So you didn't have actual documentation. Did you have a firing documentation?
No, I just kind of yelled at him.
And he walked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, had you had gone to do the unemployment anyway, you probably would not have won because of the documentation.
Mm-hmm.
But what we have in our system is a way for you to track performance as well as terminate your employee with record, right? So it's helpful for when you do run into those unemployment insurance claims.
Okay, that makes sense.
Also, we audit your rate for state unemployment insurance twice a year on your upon your request. So it's just a way to help you make sure that you're knowing what that number is, and then
Okay.
maybe it's going a little lower, right? Because that's your controllable tax as a business owner.
Okay.
Now tell me, are you taking advantage of the FICA tip credit?
Is that something my CPA does maybe, or?
Well, you probably would know if you're taking advantage of it.
Probably not then.
Okay, so it's just a simple report that you file every year,
Okay.
and you're already claiming credit card tips, right?
Yes.
Okay, so since you're already claiming credit card tips, you're already set up for it, you file this report, and I've had one of my business owners that was a restaurant got back $17,000 at the end of the year,
Wow.
just for running this one report. So we actually track all of that for you and can run that report for you.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know we had mentioned retirement services, so I'd really like to get you set up to run a simple IRA. I'd like to show you a little bit about here's our IRA information right now. The administrative cost on it, it's $400 for the whole program for the year. So it's really not that expensive.
It's not bad.
You get a credit, and then based on your tax bracket, you get another deduction.
Okay.
So this is what average, we see $144 for the year, and even that's a write-off for you as a business expense.
So that's all it cost me to implement an IRA?
Mhm.
Wow.
And here's the money, say if you wanted to put $12,000, which is the max for an IRA,
Okay.
into the IRA for the year. And what's your salary so that I can base this?
Like what I pull from the restaurant?
Yes.
Probably around 50,000 for the year.
50. Okay. And what you would do is you would match either 1, 2, or 3%
Okay.
from your business.
Mhm.
Okay, and you can start off matching 1% just to see how it feels, right? Coming out of your check. And then, but as long as you do 11% over a 5-year period.
Okay.
Okay? So if you did the max, which is 3% for the first year, and you're in that, most people are in that 28% tax bracket,
Okay.
this is the number you would save in federal taxes for a year. Right?
Wow.
So would that impact you?
I mean, yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be
Have-
kind
do-
of savings.
Yeah, do you have a 401k right now or retirement
No,
on the side?
we don't. Well, I mean, I do a little bit with my personal stuff, but nothing.
Connected to the business.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you can see, we've talked about quite a few things today.
Definitely.
Some of those things you said really spoke to you and could really help your business. Is that something that you would see as coming on board with ADP today because of?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it could be very beneficial. I mean, like I said, I only have 21 employees. This seems like something that a large company would have. I mean, I don't know what the cost associated is, but that would be a concern as we talked about cash flow.
Sure.
So, I mean,
Let's do a breakdown of what QuickBooks is costing you versus ADP,
okay,
and then let's get you signed up.
that sounds good to me, Natalie.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yay! Harlem Shake, Harlem Shake.